Remember, y'all, staying Delulu is the Salulu.
May all your Delulu come trululu when you go to Skalulu, because that's the Salulu to living a very good Lulufu.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Adi Indukari. So today happens to be my birthday. I am so happy and grateful to God. 25 was amazing. Yeah, 25 was amazing. I'm not really where I want to be, but I can say I'm in a very happy place in life. So I'm sincerely grateful to God. And also today, January 20th, was actually the first time I actually published a video on this channel. So let me say today makes it like 1 year of being a YouTuber. Even though I've not really been consistent, but this year consistency, me and consistency were 5 and 6. Okay, so thank you, happy new year, welcome to the channel. Today's topic is going to be about things I learned last year while I was 25. You know that saying that says that the human brain never fully develops till it's 25. Like, I would say it's true. I actually experienced it last year. Like, I just had like better insights to things, like things that I used to like react to in a certain way before. I think when I joined, it's not really like the day I clocked 25, but some like after clocking 25, few months, like I just had a better understanding to things. And so today I'm going to be sharing with you some few things I actually learned last year, and then this year I'm implementing them more. I implemented them, but this year I'm going to implement them the more. So let's get into lesson number 1 I learned last year. So one thing I learned last year is that miracles happen around 11:59. So this is what I actually mean by miracles happen 11:59. So let's say, for example, right, you want to achieve something. Maybe you want to achieve something today. Let's say maybe today, like today, Monday, right? So you waited, let's say 6 a.m., nothing has happened. 8 a.m., nothing has happened. 9 p.m., nothing has happened. 10 p.m., nothing has happened. I feel that you shouldn't give up, because some like dying moments, things can just change around for you. So like some people say miracles happen at the 11th hour, but I would say, okay, miracles happen 11:59. Like when you want to give up, like miracles will just happen. Like dying moments, things can happen. So last year was actually the first time I actually sat down to do a vision board, right? So I was like, okay, let me just do like a visual representation of the things I wanted to achieve last year. So I actually did my vision board, but then 6 months into the year, when I had not achieved anything, things were just not going the way I planned. So if I had looked at like physically, December, I was not going to achieve all the goals I said I was going to achieve. But guess what? Around June, things just like turned around. Like I achieved 90% of my goals in 6 months, or let me say even in 5 months. In 5 months, I was able to achieve 90% of my goals. Yes, I had people that helped me, but then that actually made me realize that miracles can happen at the dying moment. Like the moment when you feel like, oh my god, this thing is not going to work, miracles will happen. So what I learned is I never give up, because something may not happen now, like when you want it. It will happen like in a few seconds when you least expect. So that's actually the first thing I learned last year, and I'm taking it into this new year 2024, and I'm saying I'm not going to give up. If I don't get to achieve something like now I want it, I can always achieve it later. So second thing I learned last year is let go of toxic relatives. People will give you a billion reasons why you should be around a relative that is toxic to you. But something I literally learned, and I'm implementing it this year, is that whether this person is your father, your mother, your sister, your auntie. If they are toxic to you, you should let them go. Give them space. Stop talking to them. Push them one corner. And I learned it. I have like somebody in my life that makes me feel a certain kind of way. Like this person is a way. Whenever you are around her, she makes you feel a certain kind of way. And I have just decided that, do you know what? I don't care if you're family. If you're going to make me feel this type of way, then I don't want to be around you. I don't care what people used to say, at the end of the day, it's only family you want. No, your mental health is more important than family. Like, your mental health is more important than wanting to keep family or a toxic somebody like close to, just because you feel like, this person is family. So that's actually what I learned, and you should implement. If you have somebody in your life, this one I'm even like, sometimes when we have toxic people outsiders, like friends that are toxic, it's easy to let go. This one I'm talking about family. Like, if you have a sister that is toxic, that makes you feel a certain way, that if you're around this person, they bring you down, they want to belittle you, let them go. If you have an auntie that makes you feel a certain way whenever you're around that person, let that person go. Push them one corner. Behave like they don't even exist. I learned this last year, and I was implementing it as of last year. But then I was like, okay, my dad said I should go around, so let me just go around. But this time in my life, I'm like, do you know what? Hell no, I'm not going around. I love you, but I'm going to love you from afar, because I don't want to go somewhere and then you bring me down. Whenever I'm with you, I come back home drained. It's my mental health over family. So that's what I learned last year. So third thing I learned last year was, don't argue with your parents. I know, like, our parents, they always want us to be secure. They want us to have a secure job. When you're done with accounting, you should go for your ICANN. They want us to be secure. They want us to have like a government job. And sometimes when you try to explain, like, okay, this thing you want for me is not what I want, they are like, no, this is it. So I've come to a point, I realized last year, that you don't have to argue with your parents. If they tell you that, okay, they want you to do this, they want you to maybe have a government job, and then that, okay, you don't want this for yourself, don't argue with them. What you should do is that you should put in you should just prove yourself. If they say, okay, they want you to become a civil servant, work in the government, and that, okay, you want to have a career on the internet, just put in the work. And when they see that you're serious about this stuff, they are going to allow you, they are going to start believing you. So I'm going to use myself as an example, right? So I actually studied accounting in the university. So normally now when you're not done with university accounting, you're supposed to go for your professionals like ICANN. He wants me to go for my ICANN, get a civil service job in the government, job security. But that's actually not what I want, because life is too short for me to go back to do another degree that I know that I'm not going to be happy about, so I'm going to be doing just to make my dad happy. So just me putting myself. So whenever he came with, you have to go for your ICANN, I made it clear that I wasn't going for it. I was not going to go for my ICANN. Sometimes I know that, okay, as young people, we have a mental picture of what we want to achieve, but then sometimes expressing that thing in words can be difficult. But you have that picture, you telling another person, okay, this is what I want to do, it can be difficult. And then maybe older people, like your parents, will start seeing you don't have sense, you don't know what you're saying. I stopped trying to argue with I just put in the work. But at a point, my dad was like, okay, fine, if you don't want to go for the ICANN, I'm not going to disturb you. That's because I didn't argue with him. He saw that, okay, I was passionate about something, even my YouTube channel. At first, it's almost what are you doing? But now they answer that, okay, you're passionate about this thing. So that's our parents. And when they say that you're passionate about something, even if they wanted you to do a particular thing, but they say, okay, this child has passion for this, and she's serious. Even sometimes, even before you start serious, but they say that, okay, you're passionate about and you believe in what you're doing, they would naturally just come around. So this is actually my advice. if you're having a parent that seems like they don't really believe in your dream, or they want you to like go a different path from there and you don't want to do, stop arguing with them and be like, you don't understand me, you don't have to. Just put in the work. Once they see that, okay, you're passionate about this stuff, they will just come around. Somehow that's a parent, they will just support you. Okay, you don't want to do the one I said you should do, oh yeah, they would want to support you. And also inside this point, parents like to push their children around, like they want you to do this, they want you to do that. If you end up succumbing, like because they said, oh, maybe you want to relocate, and they're like, you cannot relocate. If you relocate, I would disown you and all of that. If you want to take steps and they're like, no, and then every time they tell you no, and you're like, okay, my father said no, my mother said no, so I cannot do it, like they'll just keep on pushing you around. They'll not let you be you. Because sometimes I feel like parents, they want to live their life through you. Like maybe things that they didn't achieve before, they just feel like, oh, she's my child. I don't know, like they have this way of feeling like maybe this is another them, but forgetting that this child, yes, they came through you, but they're actually another person that is not you. If like they keep on telling you, oh, do this, and then every time you want to take your own personal step, you just succumb to what they say, they will keep on doing that for a very long time. But when they say do this, and you're like, you stand your ground like, no, I don't want to do this, this is what I want, after a while they'll start giving you that respect you deserve. Like my dad now, when he comes to me, he says like, he doesn't come like, oh, like I'm forcing you to do it. He comes like, oh, it's just a suggestion. Because over time, I've learned to stand with my decisions. And then now, because he sees that, okay, this child is older, and then he respects it. So it doesn't come like, you have to do it my way, you have to do it my way, you have to do it my way. He comes with, okay, I know you want to do this way, but this is my suggestion. You can either take it or leave it. But then there's a place of like, okay, you want to do your stuff, but then your parents still, they've been there before you, and then you want to like, okay, listen to what they say, okay, compare. I'm like, okay, what can I take in, what can I take out, and all of that. So in some of these points, you don't have to argue with your parents. And one way to stop your parent from pushing you around is standing on your feet, like stand on your ground, like I don't want to do this. And with time, they will learn to respect you. So first thing I learned last year is that we should learn to pay for knowledge. Don't just be like, oh, when you see people, like when you see somebody with a skill and you like it, like, okay, come and give me this skill for free. No. Always learn to bring out your money and pay for knowledge. It goes a long way. I learned to pay for people's knowledge. Like when you want to pick somebody's brain, like they are doing something you want to learn, and they say, okay, this is a fee attached to it. You should always learn to pay for knowledge to be a better, but don't just always wait for freebies. Bring out money from your pocket and pay for that knowledge. And then inside this point, pay for knowledge is in another way. I learned that we should always learn to patronize our friends. Don't just be like, oh, you're my guy now, you're my friend, you're supposed to give me discount, you're supposed to do me free things. It doesn't work like that. When you see your friend with a skill, or when you see them with something or service, learn to pay them their full money. Don't always like, oh, you want discount. I feel like when your friend has a skill or has a service that they are offering, and every other time you go there, you want them to give you that service or that skill for free or in a discounted price, I don't feel like that's a form of like you telling them you don't value what they are doing. Because you're my friend, I will not expect you to just be giving me freebies or be giving me things in discount. If I come to you and be like, oh, you're doing this thing for 20k, why can't you do it for me for 5k or for free? Just know that it's me indirectly saying I do not value that skill, I do not value your handwork. Because why would you want your friend to give you something for free? Like, you wouldn't pay for their services, you want free things. When they attach a price, you're now upset. Why would you come and be telling me your friend to pay you? So excuse me, your friend is going to eat, they are going to buy new clothes, they need transportation, they need to look good, and then you expect freebies. Come and do my nails for free, come and do my hair for free, come and do my makeup for free. Like, learn to pay for skills. Learn to pay for skills, learn to bring out money from your pocket and pay people to teach you something. And even if you have friends that have a particular skill or service, learn to pay in full. Don't always ask for freebies. Don't always ask for discount, because when you're doing that, it's like you, in fact, it's not even like, it is you like telling your friend indirectly that, see, I do not value what you do. What you do is just, so that's actually a land like, that's actually one thing I learned last year. I know that you've been enjoying this section. I know you like this. I know you like it. So just help me and hit the like button. When you do that, you're like telling the algorithm that this video is nice, and then YouTube will get to suggest this to more people. Fifth thing I learned last year is that you don't have to kill yourself because you cannot afford something. So let me use myself as an example, right? So in 2022, I think I had lost my Android phone. I needed an Android phone. So I was working in one shop and they were paying me like 40k in Naira. Like, I don't know how much is it in dollars, but in a month. So I wanted a phone so badly, and then I saved my salary. Like, I saved 40 something K to go and buy a phone. On getting to the shop, I realized that this was in 2022, right? On getting to the shop, I realized that the phone was like 70k, or was it 50 or 60k? I don't know, but the phone was higher than the amount I had. Oh my god, if you see me that time, like in 2022, I was such a baby. Like, I was like, I cried, my mood had changed. I'm this type of person that if I don't get what I want, like, I just don't know, my mood would just change. My mood changed to the point whereby when I was walking on the road, because I was actually walking with my boyfriend, then we went to buy the phone, right? So it got to a point whereby a police officer, I think a road safety officer, had to stop us. It was almost like maybe the guy I was with was actually like doing something bad to me because of the way my facial expression was. At that point it was almost like maybe he was kidnapping me, like the way my face was. I was moody because I couldn't afford the phone. Fast forward to a year later, I could afford the phone. So that's what I learned like last year, 2023. If you cannot afford something right now, like you want it right now, chill for a while. Okay, why can't I afford it? Okay, I want to buy this thing. It's 70k, but I have 40k. Chill, don't kill yourself. Stop crying. Just take a chill, relax, drink Coke, drink water. Go back, save 30k, come back and buy it. If you don't have it now, you're not going to die. If you cannot afford it, wait a minute, save and come back for it. So this is something I learned last year. Not that I actually learned it last year, but I actually like experienced it the more last year. You know that TikTok sound that goes,
remember y'all, staying delulu is the
like
salulu.
being delusional is actually the solution, right? Because sometimes if you just keep on focusing on like what you don't have, oh, I don't have this, so I cannot make this move, you will be stuck in one place. I actually learned it last year. Sometimes you just have to like, do you know what? Forget the bank account. Forget the way things look. I'm just going to take this bold step. That will change your life, because I believe that if there is a will, there is a way. That's just something I believe. Like, if there is a will, if you have a will, surely way go open. Knock and the door shall be opened. Seek and you shall find. Ask and you shall receive. You just have to ask God. You just have to ask the universe, like, this is what I want, and things will just be unfolding for you. So I'm going to tell you a story. Like last year, so I was serving Nigeria. There's this thing called NYSC and all of that. You know that feeling like when you know you're done with NYSC, your 33k is no longer going to be coming. My 33k was no longer coming. I knew that I was not going to be having any income and all of that. I was so worried at a point. Like, I was getting worried, but then I trusted God, right? So because of that and all of that, I just needed to like reset my life. So I took a trip to go stay with my cousins. At that time, when I finished, because I learned an online skill, like they say you're going to make money. But then the first month I made only 3k from it. Like, after my 33k had stopped in March, January, February, March. In April, I just made 3k. How can 3k, like, how can somebody survive on 3k in this economy? Even transport alone will finish 3k. But then you buy data. So the second month, I didn't make any money. But then, that was in April, May. In April, I didn't make any money. In May, I just wrote in my book, in my small book, I was like, God, I want to start earning this amount. This is the amount I want to earn. You understand? But then when I look at my book and what I was earning then, 3K, and what you're saying you want to be earning like more than 100K, like it doesn't make sense to me. Like it doesn't make sense. Like it makes sense to me, but somebody else looking at my book will be like, Adi, you are dreaming, you not tell God that you want to earn like 20K, right? But I told God that okay, this was the amount I want to earn. But I believe that I did that in fear, because like me that is not even earning up to, you understand, like you're just earning like 3K, because when you did the sales, it was only one person that agreed to pay for it. So in commission I made only 3K. So imagine if somebody are making 3K and I tell God that God, I want to make like ₦1 million this month. Like it will look insane. So I was scared. So I just told God that I want to make like 100K. That's actually like more than that, but I just told God. But it still looked like 3K and that is much, right? But I did it in fear and I wrote it down. In July, I got an opportunity. God answered my prayer. I got an opportunity that actually made me like start earning that amount. So that's actually what I mean by Delulu is so that you just have to be delusional. Just whatever you want, write it down. Forget about your present situation, because I believe that every day, like right now, sitting down here, it's actually something I've envisioned before. Like in 2021, I wanted to start my YouTube channel. I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to do this. It didn't come 2021, things just happened, and then I started it, I think, in 2023. So like in 2021, I dreamt of doing this and I'm here. So I just feel like whatever it is, just dream the dream. Forget about the current situation you are now, because one day you will just wake up and you are living in an answered prayer. So thank you so much for watching to this point. I would see you same time next week. This year I plan on being consistent. I'm going to be at least posting twice a week. The goal is to hit 20K subscribers. Yeah, I know I have like 200 and something subscribers, but the goal this year is to hit 20K subscribers. You know what I said? The Lulu is the Salulu. We are going to be delusional till we achieve it. So thank you. Bye. I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting this channel. Today makes this channel 1 year. We are 1 year old. We're working. Okay? Bye. Mwah.